Hello friends, welcome to Arjun Education. Our today's topic of discussion is a novel by D.H. Lawrence, Lady Chatterley's Lover. The full name of D.H. Lawrence is David Hubbard Lawrence. He is one of the influential and most versatile figures in 20th century literature. The controversial theme for which he is remembered, namely the celebration of sensuality in an over-intellectualized world and his relationship with censors, sometimes overshadow the work of a master craftsman and profound thinker like Lawrence. Lawrence was born on 11th September 1885 in Eastwood, Nottinghamshire, which was a growing coal mining town of England. His father, Arthur John Lawrence, was a miner, and his mother, Lydia, was a former schoolteacher. His working-class background and the tense relation between his parents, due to his father's habitual drinking and alienated behavior, provided the raw material for many of his novels. Almost in all of his novels, he dexterously keeps on unfolding the human labyrinth in explicit manner. He was also the first among the modern writers to write about the spiritual and social losses faced by man as a result of industrialism. He died on 2nd March 1930 at Vence, Paris, from the complications of tuberculosis. Lady Chatterley's Lover was first published in 1928 in Italy because it was difficult to find a publisher in England, where Lawrence had already run-ins with obscenity law. As soon as it published, it became notorious for its story of the physical relationship between a working-class man and an upper-class woman. The explicit description of sex and its use of then unprintable words led the novel to ban. It explores the unhappy relationship of man and woman in the modern, industrialized and intellectual world. The novel is not about sex, it's not about love even, but about the desperate need for people to step back from the machines and just have a good cuddle. The novel is the story of Connie, means Constance Reid, and her aristocratic husband, Mr. Clifford Chatterley, who has inherited Ragby Hall, an estate in the East Midlands of England. This area is known for its coal mining industry. Connie is educated in Germany and married Clifford in 1917 at the age of 23. After a month's honeymoon, he is sent back to the war, and he comes home paralyzed from the waist down. War leaves Clifford physically handicapped and impotent, but he soon becomes a successful writer. He also tries his hand into the business of coal mining and soon becomes a big name in it. But due to his mechanical approach towards life, he is unable to provide spontaneous and natural love to his wife. He leads a mental life as he is a pure product of industrialism. There is a lack of substance in his relations with Connie, which creates an emptiness and vacuum between them. For Clifford, sex is not an important or determining element in the relations between man and woman. Since he's a writer, so to get name and success, he invites many other intellectuals over to their home. One of these guests is another playwright, Mellors, with whom Connie begins having an affair. As soon as she gets physically satisfied, she feels more happy and productive. But gradually, she comes to know that Mellors is very shallow and intellectual. But through this love affair, she realizes the importance of sex in her life. She comes to know that the satisfactory sexual life is something very significant to mental health. After her breakup with Mellors, Connie again feels lonely and empty. She feels as her young body starts to lose its radiance and warmth. At this point, her sister Hilda comes and with her help she arranges a local nurse, Mrs. Bolton, for Clifford. With this, she can have more free time and she starts to go for a walk in woods. In wood, she happens to meet Mellors, the gamekeeper of Clifford. He is an ex-army man who has been living a solitary life far from any human contact. He got separated from his wife. His life is free from every conventional artificiality and sexual inhibition. Connie sees him washing himself, and this gives a thrill to her womb. Lawrence presents Mellors as a symbol of primitivism. She has a very few belongings apart from a dog and some chickens in her hut. Connie is struck by his warmth and vitality. They are soon get attracted towards each other, and this fondness soon converts into love because Mellors is very kind to the female in Connie, which no man had ever been. She has been craving for the pleasures of flesh and blood, which she ultimately finds through the physical love of Mellors. Lawrence presents the human sexuality as a symbol of life force. Connie starts to realize that her relation with Clifford is just mechanical functioning. Now she is desperate to escape from the fake relations with Clifford. On the one side, the harsh, cruel, and materialistic aspects of the personality of Clifford is revealed, and on the other side, the tender and natural side of Mellors is revealed. Clifford is interested in pursuing Connie to have a child from some other man, but of equal status. But Connie wants a love child from Mellors. So she decides to go to Italy with her sister Hilda, where she will pretend to have a lover because Connie by the time has got pregnant with Mellors' child. When Connie is in Italy, Mellors' wife comes back. Mellors asks her for a divorce, so she starts accusing Mellors of infidelity. Mellors has been fired by Clifford due to Mellors' wife's nuisance. Connie confesses everything to Mellors and asks for divorce, but Clifford, objecting to the social degradation of her relations with a gamekeeper, angrily refuses to divorce her. Her relationship with Mellors is so transforming that she rejects her old, inhibited and timid way of life. She convinces him that they can have a future together. She decides to leave Ragby Hall and goes with Hilda to Scotland. In the meanwhile, Mellors works on a farm making money and waiting out the 6 months divorce proceedings from his wife. The chief concern of Lawrence is to make the reader understand the inability of the modern self to unite body and mind, that the sex and love are both interdependent experiences. Connie's ignorance of the vitality of the sensual has brought her mad restlessness and makes her depressed. But her relations with Mellors gives her the feeling of fulfillment. Therefore, she decides to begin a new life with Mellors to get happiness through the realization of the vitality of the sensual life. The novel ends on a positive note that one day both lovers will meet. And here our novel ends in a very beautiful way. Friends, if you like this video, then please subscribe our channel and press like and share. And please